So I wanted to talk a little bit more about breathing like we did in our last video, just because it's so important. We all know that we also confirmed last video, would be dead without breathing. We live by breathing and many other things. We breathe automatically. We don't have to think about breathing. We don't have to decide to breathe. It's a mechanism that is automatically happening within our bodies. Even if we don't want to breathe, we can't stop breathing. The thing that is with breathing and living is that it is happening automatically, but it can go in really weird ways, not functioning optimally. Even if it is functioning, it is working, it's just not working to its full potential necessarily. With this day and age we are living in, plenty stuff is going on around us all the time. There are buzzing, traffic, electricity going, people talking, people running, people hasting to get from one place to the next. Dun, 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 dun. We seem to always be going somewhere, like it's not really enough, or we get really bored, or it's not really enough to just sit there being silent, regrouping the organism that is your body, silencing the words in your head you consider to be yourself. There are a lot of voices. We are many people these days. There are people everywhere. People with opinions, people with habits. There are a lot of focus points in our day-to-day life now. A lot of things want your focus all the time, whether it be commercials and businesses wanting to sell you stuff, people wanting attention, your own thoughts wanting attention, your emotions, your ego wanting attention. Things trying to capture you, things trying to make sense to you. And it can get really confusing, because a lot of things are something else than what they would like you to think, and thereby, in a way, senseless. There is sense in there, it's just not always what it thought it was. It's like it's wearing a mask, wanting you to see something other than what actually is. Refocusing your attention to something other than the point. So you can get a distorted mind pretty easily then, I think we've established. And are scattered. A lot of things happening at once. Hard focusing in on one of them. Especially maybe the middle part. Right here, right now. Not being disturbed by those other things around it. Letting things be their own. But it gets tiresome being scattered. Being a lot of different pieces instead of one piece. You can get a lot of things. A lot. There are a lot of different things to do to get a more togethered state of being. And breathing is one of these techniques that we can use, because even our breath gets scattered these days. Either we are only using like a tiny percentage of our breath mechanisms, just like using breath to survive instead of using breath to feel fulfilled, relaxed, enough, getting enough, being cohesive. Being present. It's a good tool for relaxation. It's a good tool for being one place at a time. A place where we are seeing what's going on, understanding what's going on, even if it is to understand that we are not understanding, and understanding that that's okay. When you have been spending a lot of time, if that's your whole life, or the last 5 days, or the last 5 minutes, on stimuli, taking in a lot of information, we kind of need to recenter, processing all of this stimuli that has been going on. Sleeping is a great way to do it. Breathing is another great way, a tool you can use. Exercising is another one. Being in nature is another one. Practicing silence, practicing just being, practicing living, doing one thing at a time, doing what you are doing, being where you are, practicing being, practicing focus, so you can be where you are, remembering that you are not you. You are an organism of cells. You are many things and you are nothing at the same time. But one of the things you are an organism of cells working together. You are not singular. Even your ego is not singular. You are influenced by a lot of things. You are a process, an organism. You are actions and reactions. Practice working with your body, feeling that all cells get the attention, the life, and the oxygen that it needs, that they need. Even a tiny little cell is an entire organism of its own. And even a tiny little human being is an organism, a whole organism all of its own. And even the entire earth is a whole organism of its own. And even the entire universe is a small little organism of its own. Feel the breath. Be the breath. Take part in the breath. Flow with it. It's happening and it's ever changing and it's constantly moving. Be the breath. Feel the breath. Breathe the breath. Practice the breath. Nobody's perfect and everyone is at the same time. And it's ever changing. All we can do is practice. All we can do is be, refocus, regenerate, rebreathe. And if you should end up meeting something while you are practicing being in the breath, breathing the breath, you can meet a lot of things there. Don't worry. You're still here. You're safe. It's ever changing all the time. Every moment, a new moment. Even the mountains are constantly changing. Even the deepest of the oceans. And the nothingness is everywhere. It's ever present. It's nothing really. The vacuum and darkness. The nothingness is by far the biggest thing. The no thing that we know of. I do believe it's around 99.99999% no thingness. And the 0.00000000001 thing is ever changing. It's a process. It's constantly changing. So don't worry. It's just nothing. And that tiny little thing, it's already gone. So don't be afraid of moving on, because it already has happened. And there, I will say my goodbyes.